Adewale Smart Ayeride is the Director General of the Nigeria Employers Consultative Association, a position he assumed on Monday, 1st of August 2022. He joined NECA in 2010 as Industrial Relations and was promoted as Senior Executive, Learning and Development in 2014. Having served as Senior Executive, he was promoted on February 2018 as the Deputy Director and Head of Member Services, with the responsibility to coordinate service delivery in NECA for over 4,000 direct and indirect member companies, and also 35 Employers Federation, a position he held until his appointment as Director General. Before joining NECA, he served as the Head of Human Resources and Admin at Nagode Industries, a multinational organization with interest in healthcare, logistic chemical, and allied services, and also human resource analyst at Rose Queen Consulting. He is a member of the governing body of the International Labour Organization, the co-chairman of the policy board of ITF NECA, Technical Skills Development Project, employer lead and member of the National Labour Advisory Council, a member of the International Organization of Employers, Industrial Relation Technical Working Group, a member of the International Organization of Employers Business Advisory Group on Migration, International Labour Organization Master Trainer, and also United Nations Industrial Development Organization and Lead Auditor, an alumni of the Wharton University Executive Education, an alumni London Business School Executive Strategy for Results, a board member of the National Pension Commission, author, business of socio-economic analyst, and business coach. He is a graduate of the University of Lagos. With Jesus joy, make welcome Adewale Smart Ayeride.
All right. Thank you once again. It's my pleasure being here, and really want to appreciate my brother and friend Manuel, and also the team that put this together. It's also my pleasure to be able to contribute to this conversation, especially because it involves young persons that I'm quite passionate about here. So the theme I've been given is basically to take us through issue of career development, professional development, and skills, as a pathway to success in the workplace. And Lola has done a very beautiful background, taking us through the progression with the context of entrepreneurship and a bit of the career issues that sometimes, or most times, is very important to all of us at this stage of our life. Because the key thing most times that we think about at this level for us is the issue of career, the issue of what do we do after now, and your sustainability long term also depends on what you do or how well you lay the foundation for your career. Because on the long run, whether you want to sustain a family, you want to live up to your responsibility as instructed in the Bible, whether you want to live up to your responsibility socially, you want to live up to your responsibility in every context, you need some level of economic stability, which either a business or a career can give you, or a job can help to provide. So quite very important conversation. So I'll be sharing with you, not within, I struggled initially do I approach this from an HR perspective. Then I realized that my sister is also going to speak sometimes after now. Will most likely do a good job handling that for you. And I also have my brother, wife, also that I'll be sharing perspective on this also. So I'll be approaching this differently within the context, probably putting on my cap as a coach, also to help you to delve into these issues of professional development, skills, and then as success factors in the workplace. I will share bullet points with you. By you're expecting me to share bullet points of this is what you should do, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is how to go about it. That you can piece up at any other place, but I will share some foundational issues with you concerning your professional development, concerning the context of skills, and concerning the workplace. Sometimes we lose sight of those key issues, but those are the major issues for me that I think we should focus on, that will influence whatever we do subsequently. Whether we succeed or we don't succeed in our career, those issues are very, very fundamental. So it's just few slides that I have, and I just hope at the end of this session, I will have probably added value to the conversation that we started earlier. So permit me to share. All right, thank you. So it is mastering professional development and skills, a key to success in today's world of work. And let's share some perspective with you. Fortunately, I listened through her presentation, which is quite awesome. She laid some foundation for this conversation that we're going to have. And for me, is building on the conversation that she has started. And I want to appeal to all of you to just follow me. And now, in the whole context of professional development, doing these true skills for success in the whole world of work, it is all a pursuit. It is all a pursuit for something, a pursuit for professional development. And sometimes, most times, the enabler of that development is always skills. And why do we take the time to say we want to develop professionally, to say we want to go through the pain of acquiring skills? Many times it's because we want to be successful, either in your business or you want to be successful in the world of work. Now, this pursuit, most times, it never ends. It never ends. So when you start your career development, when you start your career, the expectation for you, the intrinsic expectation, even if you don't voice it out, is that you want to develop, is that you want to grow. And for all of us as humans, as you achieve one level of success, probably all of us have gone through primary school. The moment you finish primary school, you realize there is need to go through secondary school. You finish secondary school, there's need to go to the university. You finish the university, you realize there is need to do a master's degree. You finish your master's degree, you realize there is need for those that are interested in going through the academic route. You realize there is need to do a PhD. The moment you finish your PhD, for those that don't want to go through the academic route, you realize there is need for one professional certification or the other, or the need for one to learn one more skill or the other. So progressively, it is a pursuit that hardly ends. So once you get your job, you probably get into the office as a freshman, started as an officer the way I started, then you realize there are hierarchies or there are structures in the business. From an officer probably to a senior officer, probably to a senior executive, then probably to an assistant director, a deputy director, then you become probably the head of the organization. Then you realize also that yes, you are the head of the organization in your country, but there's a global body, or a home country where they call it. There is another opportunity for you, not only becoming the MD of the business in Nigeria, but there's another opportunity for you to be the head of that organization at the global level. So that pursuit, it never ends. The pursuit for development, the pursuit of skill acquisition, it never ends. Is there a finishing line? Absolutely. Hardly do you find a finishing line. So what you should take away from this is this. For every path, for every sport, every success that you achieve, for every development, whether professionally or in business life, for every milestone you achieve, that milestone leads you, it opens up a path to the achievement of another milestone. Eventually, it becomes like an onion. Professional development is more like an onion. The more you peel one path, it opens you up to the second layer. As you peel the second layer, it opens you up to the third layer. As you peel the third layer, it opens you up to the next layer, until you get to the innermost part of that onion. And that innermost part, when there's nothing to peel again, that's probably the time where the individual exits this life, or the time when he realizes, look, I cannot compete again. I don't have the energy. I don't have the mental capacity to continue to pursue. And at that point, either retirement comes in or whatever context you find it. So first thing I want you to take away is that professional development hardly stops. Skill development, it hardly stops. And success in the workplace, there's no definitive definition of success in the workplace. Because your definition of success, my definition of success, the other person's definition of success, if I ask all of us in the hall to define success in the context of what is applicable to us, you realize we probably have different definitions of success in the context of professional life, which makes it, which affirms the thought that you cannot, in real sense, define success in the context of the general term. For some persons, success might mean having more money in my career, making a lot of money. For somebody else, it might mean, look, making steady and consistent progress will mean success for me. Some other persons might think, look, learning and continuous learning, the opportunity to learn and continue to learn might be success definition for somebody else. Somebody else might feel, for me, it is about having the balance, working in an environment that enables me to grow and having time for family, for fun, and for recreation. So the definition of success is different for all of us. But the fundamental issue on this slide is that pursuit for development in general, it never ends. Is there a finishing line to professional development? Probably when we leave this part of the world, that is most times when the issue of development actually stops. Now, in this pursuit, and I want to focus on this very well, in this pursuit of professional development through skills, the reality is this for all of us. The rate of change in the environment, the rate of technological change, the rate at which things are changing is now even faster than the rate at which we as humans want to change. So progressively, you see us reacting to the changes that is happening in the world, reacting to the changes that is happening in the workplace even. I said, you can only master what you understand. But what happens when what you seek to understand or what you seek to master changes at a rate faster than your capacity to understand it? So in reality, everything changes. So in your desire to develop professionally, you must understand that everything changes. The skill sets that we have currently, the skill set in the workplace that were used 10 years ago, if you do a thorough analysis, you realize most of those skill sets are no more relevant as such in the current workplace through the disruptions that have happened in the workplace. There's a lot of research also that have shown that the skills that we need in the workplace in the next 10, 20 years, they are still not applicable, they are still not available now. And we see people saying, these are the skills that the world will need in 10 years' time. The wise will do one thing. We start acquainting themselves and creating a path towards learning those skills, towards acquiring those skills. So just to reinforce that professional development, it never ends. Skills continue to evolve and to evolve at a stage that sometimes we find it difficult to comprehend. And the workplace also continues to evolve and to evolve. So what should we do if we want to remain consistent, if we want to remain relevant? I would rather use if you want to remain relevant, not using if you want to remain successful. Because first, your relevance will lead you to the path of being successful. If you are not relevant in the workplace, whether within the context of contribution or whether within the context of value add, then it becomes very difficult for you to talk of issue of success at all in the workplace. So one of the things you should put in mind is that professional development, the context of it and the content of it changes over time. So you can't afford to stop at a point. The same way you leave primary school, you move to secondary school, you move to the university, you apply for your PhD, you start one professional course or the other, or you start one self-development program or the other. The same way you go through that trajectory, that pattern, that's the same way that skill is. Skill continue to evolve and continue to evolve and continue to evolve. So if you want to remain relevant, which is also contingent on being successful, you must understand that everything changes and you must be ready and be willing to change. Lola mentioned a context about change, that you must be willing to change. You must be open to change. You must keep your ears to the ground. What is happening within the context of the workplace? What are the skills that people are learning now? What is the direction at which the business community is going? What is going to be the influence of artificial intelligence in the next few years? Will my current desire or my current course of work, my current course of study, will it be relevant in the context of workplace in the next few years? Depending on your answer, it should influence how fast and how determined you will take the next steps that you are going to take. And the poster two I put here is, can we really master professional development and skill? Or we should rather strive to master the process of change, master the process of evolution, master the process of adaptation and agility. You can see the picture that you have here. Many of us know it. It's called in biology metamorphosis. And at every stage, until the last stage where we have the butterfly, for it to get to that full stage of becoming a butterfly, it has to go through all these stages. Now, in the context of your pursuit for professional development, there is no shortcut. There can never be shortcuts. Because whatever you short circuit at this stage, whether you get your O-level through the back door, you get your degree, professional degree through the back door, you get your master's degree through the back door, you get your PhD through the back door, your professional certifications, you get them through the back door. If you short circuit that process will come back to haunt you at the end of it. Now, this picture you saw, this metamorphosis, at any point in time, if an individual stumbles on this, and maybe the third stage, he realizes that is it the larva they call it now? Let's look at the third stage, and realizes, look, it seems the butterfly is struggling to evolve into its full stature at this point. If you assist the butterfly, if you assist it to come out of the larva at any point in time, that butterfly will not achieve its full-blown structure. It will not achieve its full-blown structure. So the point is, you cannot short-circuit professional development. You cannot short-circuit your skill development. And then success also cannot be short-circuited. So the best we can do is to find a way to master or strive to master the process of change. What is changing in the workplace? How do I react to it? What is changing, or how is skill development? How is it evolving? How do I react to it? How should I adapt, or how can I adapt to these changes that will naturally happen? And how do I remain fluid or agile in such a way that I can consistently respond to the changes in the environment and to the changes in the workplace? Your success or your relevance in the workplace will predominantly depend on your ability to adapt, on your ability to evolve, on your ability to change, and your ability to remain consistently agile in that environment. The reality is this: everything changes. The context of development changes, the context of skills, they change, the context of success, they also change. For those that will not change, there is a chance that they become a Choluteca bridge. You know, the Choluteca bridge is a bridge in Honduras. You know, Honduras, probably after these sessions, you can go back and check the Choluteca bridge. Honduras is a country that is characterized by natural disasters, hurricane. So many natural disasters happen, or natural disasters do happen in Honduras. Now they built a very strong bridge over River Choluteca. The bridge was very strong, or is very strong because it's still standing. Very strong bridge to take people from one town to the other and to navigate them across River Choluteca. Then over the course of many years, because of the hurricane, because of the so many natural disasters that happens in Honduras, the course of River Choluteca was navigated away from under the bridge. So the river, over many years, lives under the bridge and created another path beside the bridge. Now, the bridge remains standing, a very strong bridge. It remains standing, but the purpose for which it was built, natural disaster, change, make that bridge now irrelevant, because the river it was supposed to help people to navigate is now beside it. So the bridge to Choluteca remains standing, but it remains a bridge to nowhere, because time, season have changed, and the river has taken a different course. Same for some individuals, and we have them around now. They have very strong qualification, they have very strong degrees, they have so many things that kept them relevant at that time. But over time, COVID-19 came, changes in the world of work came, but they remain standing. They never change, they never acquire new skill, they never develop with the context of the relevance in the workplace and the world of work. And they have those skills, but those skills are no more relevant in the current world of work. The choice remains yours, but the reality is everything changes. Skills, they change over time. The context of professional development, they change over time, and they will continue to change. Now, if you look at this next slide, for me, what exactly should you pursue as you navigate the path to career development or professional development? As you navigate the path through skill development, as you aspire to be successful and to be relevant in the workplace, the first thing all of us have to do is to define, as I mentioned earlier, what does success mean to you? It is not sufficient that I want to grow professionally. We have many people that are professionally they are professionally successful, but in the real sense of the word, it is not success as it were. They are successful professionally, and so many areas of their lives is predominantly in shambles. They have the money, but they don't have the peace that should come with it. They are growing in their career, but their life is more in captivity. They are in captivity of their career, of their professional life. Rather than living life, life is living through them. So what should you really be in pursuit of? Many of you might have seen this Japanese concept of ikigai. This is a point. This ikigai point is a point that very few persons, very few individuals that they find themselves. It will be a waste, a total waste, if we all succeed professionally, if we all have the highest level of skill, and then we don't find fulfillment in those things. The idea basically, and I think the God's idea, is that every individual will be successful, will be prosperous, and then we have peace in the context of whatever they are pursuing. So I would rather we focus on achieving the ikigai point. For some, they call the ikigai point, they call it the dare, T-H-E-R-E. And that's the first in my program. Should we rather seek for ikigai or the dare? The dare, the T-H-E-R-E, it is a point where no one can say with exactitude whether you are working or you are playing. Let me give you the example of a bird. When the bird is flying in the air, when you look out, you see the bird flying. Can you say with definitive concurrence that that bird is walking or is just playing? If you look at the fish in the river, in the sea, when the fish navigates the river, it moves around, can we say correctly that that fish in the river, that fish is walking or is playing? And for us as individuals, the pursuit, from my perspective, is to pursue or to get to a stage where we are living in our day. You have a job that you enjoy, a job that you love. You are working in a job that you are great at it. You are not only great at it, you are being paid for it. And at the same time, you are being paid for it because the world needs it. So you love what you do. The world needs what you do. You are great at what you do. And you are being paid for it. For me, that is the biggest definition, the greatest definition of success. Getting to this point of ikigai where you love what you do, the world needs it, you are paid for it, you are great at it. And the unfortunate thing is this: not many people find themselves in this place. Not many people find their ikigai. For some, they don't love what they do, but because they are paid for it, because there is economic need, so they don't love it, but they are paid for it, which means the economic needs. So they wake up every morning, either disgruntled to that, say, look, I'm going to that place again. Their option of not going is limited because of the economic reasons, because they have to earn money. So for you and I, in your pursuit for professional development, through skill, what should be at your mind first is what will success mean for me as I start to navigate this path? Is success for me how much money I make? Is success for me how is my impact, the social impact that I make? Is success for me time within the context that I can spend with my family, spend with my friends? Will success mean a job that allows me to do my thing and also give me time to serve God? You must define what success is to you. Your definition of that will affect your prayer. Your definition of that will affect the trajectory of your prayer. Your definition of that will also affect the kind of job you go for and the kind of job you refuse. Because on the long run, you must determine what exactly success means for you. So while you pursue professional development, you continue to acquire skills, you should not lose sight of what success actually means for you, or what success should mean for you, and then pursue deliberately getting to your there. Now, to my last slide on what you should do. But please help me, I think I'm hanged. So to my last slide. Is rather what you should do, or rather what we should do in this pursuit. The first thing I said is understand what the journey or pursuit means for you. What it means for you and what it means to you. How do you define success? And what will that success, what will it mean for you in your professional life? You must have that understanding. If you don't, then somebody else will define that success for you. There's no vacuum. Somebody else will define that success for you. You must have a clear understanding of what that success means to you and what it will mean for you. Having that understanding will help you a great deal in determining which career I want to pursue, where I want to pursue it, and how exactly do I want to pursue it. The second thing you have to do is to develop your roadmap. If you don't develop it, other people will develop it for you. If they don't develop it for you, there's a very high risk that you will adopt somebody else's roadmap, somebody whose definition of success is different from yours, and somebody whose definition of development is also different from yours. So develop your roadmap using the 3 pillars of mentorship. Another mentioned the issue of mentorship. Mentorship saves you a whole lot of stress. Having a mentor, and she mentioned also that it's a two-way thing. Having a mentor that will add value to you and that will help you to navigate your path will make your road easier. And you must also be ready to contribute, to add value in your engagement with the mentor. You should have enlightened anticipation. Enlightened anticipation is, look, what exactly is going to happen in 3 years' time? What are the skills that the world will need? Or I'm in an office where there's a conversation about automation. Will I just sit down and allow and be caught up with the quagmire of the risk of that automation? If there are conversations about automation, then enlightened anticipation means, look, I should start acquiring skills that will upscale my relevance in the business, in the context of automation. I shouldn't just sit down and say, look, everything is fine, nothing is going to happen. You must have enlightened anticipation of what is going to happen next, and then preparing yourself and positioning yourself to maximize it. And then adaptability and agility. You must be fluid, you must be be ready to change, you must be ready to remain consistently relevant within that system. And the third thing I said we should do, which sometimes we don't take cognizance of in the context of our career, is leveraging your advantage. You must consistently leverage your advantage. It has worked for me, it's working for me, and I know it's working for a lot of persons also. Daniel 2:28 says, but there is a God in heaven who reveals mysteries. A lot of things happen. What businesses are looking for now are solution providers, and that's the reality. Who are those that can help them to provide solutions? Who are those that can bring answers to the questions that the business has and they don't know how to answer it? Or who are those that can provide solutions to problems of the business that the business doesn't anticipate currently? Sometimes you can have problems and you don't even know you have problems. Or people might have challenges. They don't even know they have challenges. Until somebody points out those challenges for them and help them through the process of getting answers to that. So leverage your advantage. Not many people have that advantage in this world. There is a God in heaven who reveals mysteries, and is still revealing mysteries now. Your ability to understand those mysteries. Daniel understands, he got promoted because he was able to answer questions. Joseph got promoted because he was able to provide solutions. He provided answers to very deep problems that the king had. And that is the advantage that we have. And that's one of the things that I should leverage on. So understand the journey, understand the pursuit. What does it mean for you in the context of career development? What does this skill, what will it do for you? And what exactly will success? What does it mean for you? Develop your roadmap using the 3 pillars of mentorship. Mentors will guide you, they will help you, and they will also inspire you. Have enlightened anticipation. What is happening next? What are the conversations that is going on in the world now? How can I leverage it and be adaptable? Build your capacity to be agile and your capacity to remain consistent. And the third one, and lastly, is you must consistently leverage your advantage. You must leverage your advantage. Thank you for listening. I hope I've been able to stir up some level of curiosity in you, and also I hope I've been able to take your thinking, to another dimension, which will also help you to navigate your path, even as you continue in your professional career. So thank you for listening.